Hello everyone, day 22 of Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar, and welcome to my channel. I love embellishments, so how happy was I to open up the door and find a generous bag of pink confetti, all sparkly and beautiful. So yes, I will embellish with it, but of course I have to make a shaker as well. This shaker will be a full A2 size, 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. I have cream colored cardstock, which I have die cut with one of the dies from Essential Diamonds. I've gone around the perimeter of the diamond with double-sided tape, and once I have removed the backing paper, I'll simply lay the acetate on top. And once the acetate is in place, I'm just going to trim off the corners. And then I'll go back in with the double-sided tape and place it on the acetate right up against the window's edge. I have a piece of sheet foam that is oversized that I've die cut with the same die that was used to cut the window on the cream colored cardstock. After all the backing paper has been removed from this round of double-sided tape, on those corners, I'm going to go in and add some liquid adhesive. And after the adhesive is applied and I've got good coverage, then I'm going to take the panel and stack it onto the foam, ensuring that the diamonds are aligned. And I'm going to pop that under some weight until the adhesive is dry. This shaker will be finished off with a gorgeous bloom called Yanna's Amaryllis. There is an outline and a detail die. I'll just be using the detail die, which I've used to cut both cream colored cardstock and black sheet foam. When die cutting foam, I only run it one way through the die cutter. In this case, with all of the die cuts, they will stay intact. So now I can add adhesive to my cream colored die cut and then layer it on top of the black foam. The foam will be doing 3 jobs. It provides backing so that this die cut piece can sit on the acetate window of the shaker. It will also provide some nice dimension, and the inlay pieces can easily be positioned and adhered to it. A touch of color will be added to the flower petals. I'm working with a small blending brush and Distress Oxide inks, starting at the base with picked raspberry and then just finishing up midway through the die cut with spun sugar. And it fits in place just like a puzzle piece. For the little tiny die cuts, I'm just adding a touch of the picked raspberry, and then to get them into position, I'll use the jewel picker. When looking at the shapes of the die cut, it may seem obvious which part is the base of the petal and which is the tip. Appearances can be deceiving, so I always take the die cut, figure out where it goes first before I make that final determination. This may appear to be tedious work, but it isn't really, although admittedly it is a little bit time consuming. If you like putting together puzzles, then this technique is for you. And even if you don't, it is highly motivational when you start slotting in all of those pieces and this beautiful flower starts to emerge. For me, once I get started, I literally can't quit. I just love seeing it come together. The 2 tones of pink on the cream colored cardstock is so soft and pretty. I'm really happy with how this turned out. So now for sure the adhesive is dry on my shaker window. I'm going to remove the excess foam by cutting with large shears at a slight angle towards the inside of the card. The shaker window will sit on a base panel which also measures the same size, 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. I'll be using my MISTI with the foam insert removed to align the back panel to the card front. I'll take the card front and place it face down in the MISTI, pushed right up into one of the corners. Now I'll place the shaker material, which is today's pretty pink confetti, and I'll also be adding in some gold seed beads. Liquid adhesive is placed on the foam, making sure that it has good coverage. I first go all the way around that diamond. I don't want any of the shaker material coming out. Now to adhere the back panel, I like to tip it up, pushing it right into the corner of the MISTI before laying it down. To make sure that I've got good contact between the foam and the panel, I'll place my MISTI on top until the adhesive dries. I'm going to add some pretty little textured detail to the top of the stamens. I'll start off by putting on a pretty good mound of glue, and then I'm going to sprinkle over top with gold prills. So this absolutely will need a fair amount of drying time. I made sure that I was doing it right before I was going to be finishing up for the day in my craft room. But before I call it a day, I'm going to add Tombow adhesive to my sentiment. I like to use this brand when working with gold foil. I'll set the words aside to dry completely. When this adhesive is dry, it is tacky and repositionable. And with such fine die cuts, I will not have to worry about the adhesive smearing on the gold foil. And now I'm done for the day. With all of the prep work completed, this card will pull together very quickly. Start off by adhering the gold foil leaves to the amaryllis. One will be adhered to the front of the stem and the other behind it, just to help add some more visual dimension. The amaryllis is going to sit right on the shaker window, so I'll be using foam squares. And I'll pop that in place, and you can see all of the sequins and seed beads peeking out from behind it. It looks really pretty. And now for the sentiment, that's going to sit in the bottom right-hand corner. And having the Tombow adhesive already dry and repositionable gives me a lot of flexibility to play around with it. I can place my sentiment down. If I don't have it quite right, I can literally just take it right back up and replace it without any concern of residue being left behind. I'll add a few more embellishments with today's pink confetti. And I'm pretty sure you know what's coming next. I'm going to finish it off with Nouveau Crystal Drops Morning Dew. And that wraps up Spellbinders Day 22 in the Crafty Advent Calendar. It was fun to use this pink confetti both as an embellishment and as shaker material. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for day 23. It is super cute. As always, I appreciate your visit.